The bond between humans and animals is truly remarkable, defined by love, trust, and loyalty that transcends words. These heartwarming reunions capture that connection, proving that when it comes to family, love knows no bounds. After 7 years apart, Kiara the lioness never forgot the man who raised her. As a cub, she was rescued and cared for by Adolfo, who became her protector. When they finally saw each other again, Kiara's reaction was pure joy. She ran straight into his arms, rubbing her head against him, proving that love and loyalty aren't bound by species. Kermy, an 11-year-old dog, was given only a few months to live. But she had one last mission. Her owner, Eric, was deployed, and the family feared she wouldn't make it until he returned. But Kermy held on for 8 months, far longer than expected. The moment Eric came home, she greeted him with all the strength she had left. 2 months later, she peacefully passed, knowing her best friend had made it back. A lioness once feared and untamed turns into a playful kitten. The moment she sees the man who rescued her years ago, she softens, proving that even the wildest hearts never forget kindness. Rhinos aren't usually known for being affectionate, but this one just can't help itself. Overcome with happiness, it greets its favorite human like an oversized puppy. Three years had passed since Mikhail last saw his tiger companion. But the moment they locked eyes, the tiger ran straight to him, rubbing against him just like the old days. Their friendship never faded. 5 years apart, and yet Queebee the gorilla still remembered Damien. The man who raised and released him. Damien wasn't sure if Queebee would recognize him. But the moment they reunited, the gorilla wrapped his arms around him in a tight hug, refusing to let go. For this dog, 21 days apart felt like an eternity. When his owner finally returned, he couldn't stop wagging, nuzzling, and pressing as close as possible. His way of saying, "Never leave again." She always felt a special connection with Rambo, the dog at her local shelter. One day he was gone, adopted. Heartbroken, she assumed she'd never see him again. What she didn't know was that her parents had adopted him for her. A soldier returns home, and his dog's excitement is through the roof. Her tail won't stop wagging, and she jumps all over him, showering him with love. rescued chimpanzee, once found injured and weak, finally sees the couple who saved his life. His face lights up, and he immediately pulls them in for a hug. His way of saying, "Thank you." Aaron Morris lost his car, but more importantly, his dog Jolene was inside. Days passed, weeks, and then, against all odds, she was found, abandoned in another state. His car was gone forever, but getting Jolene back made everything right. Years had passed, but these leopards never forgot their owner. The moment they saw him, they rushed over, covering him with licks and affectionate nudges. A kangaroo at a sanctuary recognizes the woman who once saved its life. Without hesitation, it wraps its arms around her in a loving embrace.
I'll take some hugs to go.
Jupiter the lion was rescued from a circus and placed in a sanctuary where he thrived. But when he was relocated to a zoo, he became weak and malnourished. It wasn't until he was reunited with his former caretaker that his spirit seemed to come alive again. She walked into a shelter looking for a new pet, but found the dog she lost 2 years ago instead. After 25 years, 2 chimpanzees finally see the woman who helped free them from a life in a lab. Their reaction? Pure joy. They rushed to her, wrapping their arms around her as if no time had passed at all. Casey, a schnauzer, hadn't seen her owner in 2 years, 14 years in dog time. She was so overwhelmed with excitement that she actually fainted. Thankfully, she was fine, just very, very happy. Limbani, the baby chimp, was born sick and rejected by his mother. But Tanya and George took him in and raised him as their own. Years later, he still clings to them, knowing they gave him a second chance. A woman named Anita spent months bonding with a wolf pack. When she returned after being gone for 2 months, they immediately ran to her, tails wagging, eager to greet their old friend. Hippos are some of the most dangerous animals in the world, but this one couldn't be happier to see its rescuer again. After a life-changing accident, his doctors warned him to take it easy. But when his dog Izzy ran straight to him, tail wagging, he couldn't help but smile. Together, they'd heal. After 7 years and 2,000 miles, a cat named Chabonne was finally reunited with his owner, Robert. A kind stranger found the elderly cat wandering the streets and took him to a vet. A microchip led them back to Robert, who immediately flew across the country to be reunited with his long-lost friend. Bomcoc, a dog in Turkey, refused to leave the hospital where her owner had been admitted. For 6 days, she waited at the entrance. Even when family members took her home, she escaped every day, returning to the hospital doors. Finally, when her owner was discharged, the two were reunited, and Bomcoc refused to leave his side. After a month apart, wolves Alpha and Ugo could hardly contain their excitement. The moment their human returned, they swarmed him, vying for his attention. She went back to visit the lions she had once rescued, and they ran straight to her. Pressing against her, nuzzling her, and wrapping their paws around her, they proved that even the biggest cats have the biggest hearts. Donkeys may not be known for their intelligence, but when it comes to love, they understand it better than most. These extraordinary moments show that the love between humans and animals is truly magical. If you're as wildly weird about these bonds as we are, hit that subscribe button and join our tribe. Stay wild.